D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss it down below. I just want to say sorry that this is posted a little bit later than normal, but I'm a little bit under the weather, and so I'm just trying to wrap all this up and everything. So why don't we just dive right into the 3 stories. So, unfortunately, movie star Robert Forster died this past week. Robert Forster, star of Jackie Brown and Twin Peaks, died Friday at age 78. Forster most recently reprised his Breaking Bad role as Ed Gilbrath, a professional disappearer who doubles as a vacuum salesman in the El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. It premiered on Netflix Friday also. Now, Forster's publicist, told The Hollywood Reporter the star died at his home in Los Angeles from brain cancer, and that's really, really sad. Forster was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actor in Supporting Role on behalf of the Quentin Tarantino-directed film Jackie Brown, where Forster played bail bondsman Max Sherry. Forster later credited Tarantino with reviving his career. He also was in a season of Heroes. That's where I mostly remember him from. I do remember him in Jackie Brown and in Breaking Bad. But I think he was only in like 1 or 2 episodes of Breaking Bad. I'm trying to remember, because I do remember his character. It's been a while since I watched that show. I should go back and watch that show. So good. All right, so let's get on to story number 2. So for my second story of the day, Disney versus Netflix, round like 45, I don't know. Now, this is getting so ridiculous because it's continuing to be a fight, and people can subscribe to more than one streaming service, and I think they said people don't want to subscribe to more than 3, but I think that Disney and Netflix are pretty safe as being at least one of those 3, if not 2 of them, so I don't see why they're fighting. But they are fighting, and here's the latest news on that. So it was announced that Disney had told Netflix quietly, and then somebody leaked it, probably Netflix, that Disney would not share any Netflix ad on any of their networks they want to air on, such as ABC, Fox, Freeform, FX, and FX. No Netflix ads whatsoever. And when this news broke, somebody pointed out on Twitter that during the Oscars last year that aired on ABC, Netflix had purchased a teaser spot for The Irishman, which is a huge Oscar contender this year. Now, I think, that it's crazy that somebody would be restricted from advertising on a show like the Oscars. That just seems like a little bit too far, but it looks like this is going to be Disney's rule for all streaming services, because they're just like, hey, we're not going to promote competing streaming services on our streaming services / networks. Now, this is a very odd situation to me, and I think it's a mistake. So first off, is anyone really competing with Disney at Plus at this point? Because the Disney Plus package is so attractive. I mean, it's such a great price. I mean, and in content, it's so good. It's so good. So like everybody's gonna get it, and I know I'm gonna get it. That's for sure. So there's no reason for them to do this and have this PR craziness. I think this is just absolutely bonkers to say you can't have a competitor advertise on something that's supposed to be a platform for all audiences. I feel this is so also similar to Disney saying, what if you can't air a trailer from another studio in front of our movies? And then, which would be just crazy, because Disney airs their trailers in front of other studios' movies all the time. And so now, I know Netflix doesn't run ads, but What about streaming services from other companies? It's just very odd that they're just turning down advertising money, and Netflix has so much money to spend, infamously so at times. And I think it's very odd that for viewers that could possibly be censored, and I think that you should be able to watch something that you might want to in an ad on a platform that you're paying for. And not getting ads that could be played there might just be an odd feeling for a viewer. So I think it's just a really weird thing, and I think that I think Disney, this is a bad move for Disney. I think they really need to turn things around and kind of just rethink this whole thing. Okay, so for my last story, Robert Downey Jr. So he revealed this week that Disney was like, hey, do you want us to run this Oscar campaign for you? And he was like, no, thank you. And I really have a problem with that. Because I think it's kind of sad that you just don't want to make an effort to try, because you never know if you're going to get the Oscar or at least nominated. I mean, you could always put that Oscar nominated. I mean, he's already got that. And I also think it's unlikely that that he would be nominated for a comic book movie in the same year as Joaquin Phoenix, which is very hard competition. I did a review for that movie, and you can check that out here. But it's going to be very hard. But I think that Robert Downey Jr. should not have backed down, and I think that he should have made an effort to go for the Oscar. But I think that Robert Downey Jr. should have tried, and you never know. Like I said, you never know. But then I felt really bad because some people think that Robert Downey Jr. doesn't want to ask for the nomination because he knows the movies are bad and he just wants the money. And I think that's nonsense. And I think that that's, for one, pretty mean to say that kind of stuff. And about the whole situation, it's fine. And if you don't think that he's worthy of an Oscar, that's fine. But I hope people have arguments about this. And I hear people have arguments about this all the time. And I need some people to think some people also thought that Rami Malek didn't deserve an Oscar for his role in Bohemian Rhapsody, and I feel bad about him being disrespected, like the disrespect towards Robert Downey Jr. in that way, just thinking that he just wanted it for the money and everything. And I think I get back and again, I think he should try for this. He is. For one, he's the foundation of 10 years of movies, and he's one of the most beloved characters by audiences of all time. But I don't know if Robert Downey Jr. will win an Oscar for this role. But again, I think he should have tried. Now he's already been nominated twice for the Oscars. One for his role in Tropic Thunder, which was nice that he got nominated for that role. Especially nowadays, he would not have gotten nominated. And of course, Chaplin. But I think that because he also undercut his performance in these movies by not going for an Oscar nomination, I think everyone's going to be okay with him not going for that. And I think some will be dismissive and be like, well, you made enough money and that's enough. And I think that's Robert Downey Jr.'s does deserve an Oscar nomination because he did some really good acting throughout the series of Marvel movies, and he deserves to be recognized for that. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, like Johnny Depp was nominated for his role as Jack Sparrow, and Heath Ledger was nominated for his role as the Joker. Now, I understand he was not, unfortunately, that was under different circumstances. He did win the Oscar for that, but because tragically he passed away. But I think that Robert Downey Jr. Could have been nominated for Iron Man, and I think he should have said yes. Work your campaign magic. So tell me, what do you guys think about these three stories? Are you super sad about Robert Forster dying and everything? And did you like his roles that he did? Which one was your favorite role? How do you feel about Disney versus Netflix in this whole ad situation? Is it ridiculous, or do you think it's a smart move on Disney's part? And how do you feel about Robert Downey Jr. saying a hard pass on the Oscars? Just go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, you can join me every Sunday with my week in review. I'll see you guys next week on Sunday. You guys have a good week. Bye! Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that geek what icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.